It seems like every time I turn around, there's a whole new wave of technology like crashing over us, you know, especially in education,
Oh, absolutely. It can be a lot to keep up with.
especially for teacher educators. I mean, they already have so much on their plates, right?
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle, for sure.
So for this deep dive, we're going to focus in on AI tools specifically for those teacher educators.
Okay, sounds good.
We've got a workshop document here and some other resources about AI and education, and we'll kind of try to break it all down.
Yeah,
The key takeaway is the practical stuff.
right. Get to the good stuff.
Give you some ideas about how to use all this. So this workshop we're looking at, it's not just like listing out tools, you
Right.
know. It breaks things down into 5 categories where AI is really, making a difference.
Okay, I like that. What are those categories?
So they're talking about content creation assessment and feedback,
Good.
student engagement, language support, and accessibility.
Okay, those are all pretty key areas, I think, for teacher educators.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about that accessibility piece. How can AI tools help teacher educators with, accessibility for themselves and their students?
Well, if you think about it, there are a lot of tools out there that can help make learning materials accessible to students with disabilities,
So,
like AI-powered captioning and transcription tools. Those can be a huge help for students with hearing impairments.
right.
And then there are tools that translate content into multiple languages, which can support, diverse learners and educators too who maybe aren't fluent in like the main language of instruction.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So, it's one thing to read about AI tools, but this workshop also says we should try some of them out.
Of course, hands-on experience is always the best.
Yeah. It's like, if you're learning to drive a car, you can read the manual all you want, but you don't really get it until you get behind the wheel, right?
Exactly.
So they mentioned using ChatGPT to create lesson plans.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine just like putting in a topic and having it generate a whole outline for you?
Oh, yeah, that would be a huge time saver.
Like a lesson on culturally responsive teaching or something, and boom, you've got an outline.
Well, that sounds pretty amazing. But I
Yeah.
do wonder about, are there any downsides to that? Like, could relying too much on AI-generated content make all teaching kind of the same?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Like, would it stifle creativity in the classroom?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's all about finding the right balance,
Mm.
right? Like, using AI as a starting point to kind of boost our own creativity.
Right, not replacing our own ideas completely.
Right.
What do you think?
I think that's a really good way to look at it. I mean,
Mm.
we have to remember that AI is a tool. It's not the solution itself. We need to be thoughtful about how we use it and always, prioritize the human element of teaching.
Definitely. So the workshop also mentions this resource from EdSurge. It's called Top AI Tools for Educators. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah, it's a great list. And what I really like about it is that a lot of those tools were actually made by educators, for educators.
That was cool. So it's not just some tech company saying, here, use this. It's teachers saying, hey, this is what we need in our classrooms.
Right. They're solving their own problems.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So, the workshop really emphasizes starting small. It's not like you have to change everything overnight, right?
Right. Just one thumb at a time.
Just find like 1 or 2 tools that can help you with a specific thing you're struggling with.
And that's where it's important to really think critically. The workshop asks us to consider what are the potential opportunities and the barriers with AI, when we integrate it into teacher education.
Yeah, like what could go wrong? What could go right?
Right. We need to be realistic about it and focus on the areas where AI can really help us, not just jump on the bandwagon because it's the newest thing.
Exactly. So I guess the big takeaway here is that AI tools can be really helpful for teacher educators,
Yeah.
but we have to be smart about it.
Right.
Start small and choose tools that really fit our needs and goals.
It's like adding some new tools to your teacher education toolkit.
Yeah.
Be strategic about which ones you pick up and how you use them.
And like you were saying before, things are constantly changing in the world of technology.
Oh, yeah.
What's cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we have to stay curious, keep learning and be open to trying new things.
I love that. Be open to new possibilities.
Yeah.
So that's our deep dive into AI tools for teacher educators.
And remember, with a little planning and a willingness to learn these tools can really help you create amazing learning experiences for future teachers.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.